Have you ever felt that quiet tingling in your feet? That strange little buzz, like a gentle electric current, a whisper beneath your skin? Most people ignore it. They call it just age. But what if it isn't? What if it's your body trying to speak to you, softly at first, before the silence grows louder? I'll never forget a man named Bill. He was a carpenter, retired now, in his 70s. He'd built homes his whole life, hands strong as oak, feet planted firm on every foundation he ever laid. But one morning, Bill told me, "Doc, I looked down and realized I couldn't feel the ground anymore. No accident, no injury, just emptiness." He said the scariest part wasn't the pain, it was the silence. That silence, that slow fading of connection, it's something many people never talk about. Yet millions live with it every day, the numbness, the tingling, the fear of taking that next step. They stop walking as far, they stop trusting their legs, they stop trusting themselves. But here's what I want you to know, that whisper in your feet is not the end of the story. It's a message, a warning, a call from your body saying, "I still want to move, I still want to feel alive." And if you learn how to listen, if you learn how to feed, repair, and reconnect that signal, you can bring that life back again. Because healing doesn't start in a pill, it starts with awareness. The moment you decide to listen to your body again, your body is a masterpiece of communication, a network of messages traveling every second from your brain to your toes. Each tiny signal says, move, feel, balance, live. But when those messages start to fade, when the signal becomes fuzzy or weak, that's when you begin to feel it. The tingling, the numbness, the disconnect. Dr. Hinohara once described it perfectly. Your nerves are like power lines. They carry electricity, the very language of your body. But when the insulation wears thin, or when the wires rust, the messages can't get through. Think about that. Imagine your foot trying to call your brain, but the line is full of static. The brain keeps saying move, and your feet try to answer, but the message never arrives clearly. That's when you stumble, when you lose your sense of balance, when you start to doubt your own steps. But here's the good news. A broken line can be repaired. The power can be turned back on. And it doesn't take fancy machines or painful treatments. It begins with giving your body what it needs. The right nutrients, the right movement, the right attention. Because when you feed the nerves, when you restore their power supply, that line begins to hum again. The tingling fades, the silence lifts, and for the first time in a long while, you feel connected to your body, to the earth beneath your feet, and to the life that still wants to move through you. Before any repair can begin, we must bring the lights back on, because you can't fix what's gone dark. And for millions of people, their nerves have simply lost power, starved, not broken. You see, healing doesn't begin with effort. It begins with nourishment. We ask our bodies to recover, to walk, to feel again, yet we forget to give them the very materials they need to rebuild. It's like asking an old house to glow again, but never fixing the wiring or paying the electric bill. The good news? Your body already knows how to heal. It just needs the fuel. That fuel comes from two quiet heroes, two nutrients that act like life returning to a faded wire. The first is alpha lipoic acid, or ALA, a small molecule with a mighty purpose. Your nerves, like tiny power cables, rust over time under oxidative stress, little sparks that slowly corrode their edges. ALA is the cleaner, the restorer. It slips deep inside those fragile cells and polishes them from within, clearing the static, protecting what's left, and helping light travel freely again. But protection isn't enough. You must rebuild what's been lost. That's where B vitamins, B1, B6 and B12 come in. They are the craftsmen, the repair team. They wrap each nerve in its insulation, the myelin sheath, allowing messages to flow smoothly, like brand new wiring in an old home. Together, ALA and B vitamins do more than repair nerves. They rekindle connection. They whisper to your body, you can still feel, you can still move, you can still heal. When the power begins to return, it doesn't happen all at once. It's not a lightning strike, it's a slow sunrise. I remember a woman named Margaret, 72, disciplined and kind. She did every stretch, every exercise I gave her. But one day she sighed and said, "Doctor, I think I'm doing something wrong. My feet are still numb." I looked at her diet, simple, healthy, but missing those key nutrients. We added ALA and a B-complex supplement, nothing fancy. 2 months later, she walked in with tears in her eyes and said, "It's like a switch flipped. I can feel the floor again." That's the moment I'll never forget, when she stepped down and smiled, like someone reconnecting with the earth after years of floating. You could see it in her posture, in the way she breathed. She trusted her legs again. This isn't just science, it's synergy, the beautiful partnership between nourishment and movement. Because you can't power a radio without electricity, and you can't heal a nerve without energy. Your body isn't broken, it's waiting for you to feed it, move it, and believe in it again. When you begin to restore the current, even a little, your body remembers. The tingling fades, warmth returns, and your steps start to feel alive again. That's the light coming back. Not just in your legs, but in your confidence, in your connection to life itself. Once the power is back on, the next step is to wake the signal. Imagine a phone line that hasn't been used for years. When you finally lift the receiver, there's a little static at first, right? Your nerves are the same. They need time and gentle conversation to remember how to talk again. The first movement is beautifully simple. Sit in a chair, take a deep breath, and begin a slow 4-step rhythm. Lift your toes, extend your foot forward, lower it gently, then lift your heel. Do it with intention, 15 times each leg. This may look small, but it's powerful science in motion. You see, your calf muscles are often called the second heart. Every time they contract, they squeeze your veins and push blood back toward your heart, carrying oxygen and nutrients to those starving nerves in your feet. Each repetition is like sending a warm current of life down the line. Then take a small ball. A tennis ball works perfectly. Place it under your foot and roll it slowly, front to back, side to side. This isn't a massage, it's a conversation. You're teaching your brain to feel your foot again, to redraw the map of your body that numbness once erased. Don't rush it. Listen. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. Because the more you pay attention, the more your nerves respond. The body loves attention. It thrives on it. And sometimes healing begins the very moment you decide to listen to your own footsteps again. When the first spark of life returns to your legs, the work has only just begun. Now comes the quiet art of rebuilding, repairing the fine wires that carry your body's messages of strength, balance, and trust. Take that same little ball, simple, ordinary, but powerful. Place it beneath your foot and try, just try, to lift it with your toes. Maybe it won't move at first. That's all right. Healing never starts with success. It starts with attention. I remember Robert, a retired librarian, who once told me, "Doc, I used to climb ladders my whole life. Now I can't even trust the floor." The first time he tried this exercise, he laughed and said, "My toes forgot what to do." But he kept showing up, 1 minute a day, 2 minutes the next. And then one afternoon, he bent down, grinned, and said, "I can feel the ground again." That's not just physical recovery, that's memory. The body remembering how to believe in itself again. Every time you grip that ball, your nerves are rewiring. Every repetition sends a new signal from foot to brain, a spark of light, a whisper of connection. Science calls it neuroplasticity, but to me, it's something more sacred. It's hope taking shape inside the body. So don't rush, don't judge. Each slow, mindful motion is your body saying, "I'm still here, I can still heal." And one day soon, you'll realize the ground beneath you doesn't just hold you, it welcomes you back. Once your nerves begin to wake and strengthen, something deeper begins to unfold. The body starts remembering how to work as one, because you are not made of parts. You are a single living rhythm, every breath, every heartbeat, every step connected in one beautiful conversation. The next movement is called the ankle press. Sit comfortably in your chair. Place that same ball between your ankles and gently squeeze inward. Feel the muscles of your inner thighs come alive. Feel your core quietly engage, your breath steadying itself. Hold, then release. Do it again, slowly, with awareness. It may look simple, but this movement retrains something fundamental. Balance. When your feet grow numb, your body compensates. One hip tightens, your back strains, your posture tilts. Over time, the whole system forgets its center. This small, intentional squeeze teaches your body to find home again. It reminds your legs, your spine, your heart, we belong to the same team. You might even notice something unexpected, a sense of calm. That's because stability doesn't come from muscle alone. It comes from safety. When your body feels aligned, your mind begins to trust it again. Dr. Hinohara used to say, "The body cannot heal in chaos. It must remember harmony first." And that's exactly what this phase is about. Not strength for its own sake, but wholeness, the quiet return of peace between you and the body that has carried you all your life. Now we come to the gentlest, yet most powerful part of all. Lie down on your back. Stretch your body long, as if you're reaching from your heels to your fingertips. Then slowly turn both feet outward, hold for 20 seconds, and gently rotate them inward, and hold again. That's it. Simple, quiet. But this isn't just a stretch. It's a message. It's your body telling your nervous system you are safe. You see, when we live in fear, fear of falling, fear of pain, fear of losing control, our bodies stay braced, as if waiting for impact. The muscles tighten, the breath shortens, and healing simply can't happen in a body that's always defending itself. I once cared for a woman named Eleanor in her 80s, a dancer in her youth, graceful and free. But years of neuropathy had left her stiff and guarded. She said, "It's not that my feet are numb, it's that my body forgot how to let go." The first time she did this stretch, tears ran down her face. She whispered, "It feels like my body can finally exhale." That's the moment healing truly begins. Not when we fight to move, but when we allow the body to feel safe enough to move again. This final exercise isn't about flexibility. It's about trust. It tells your nerves, your muscles, your heart, you can rest now. You're home. Healing doesn't happen in a single day. It happens in the small, quiet moments you choose to show up. You don't need an hour at the gym. You don't need special equipment or fancy programs. All you need is 5 to 10 minutes every morning. A few gentle movements, a bit of presence, a breath of patience. Start simple. 1 minute for each exercise. Lift and lower your feet. Roll the ball. Grip it with your toes. Squeeze between your ankles. Stretch. Breathe. Listen. That's it. No pressure, no pain. Just practice. A daily conversation between you and your body. Remember, the goal isn't to push, it's to connect. Because consistency is more powerful than intensity. 5 minutes every day will do more for your nerves than 1 hour of effort once a week. Your nervous system doesn't respond to noise, it responds to rhythm. Each repetition says, I'm here, I'm listening, I still care. And over time, those whispers of effort become strength, balance, and freedom. Dr. Hinohara often reminded his patients, the body heals through routine, not force. So set a timer. Make it sacred. Let those 5 minutes each morning be your way of saying thank you. To your legs for carrying you, to your heart for beating still, to your body for never giving up on you. Because when you move with awareness, even for a few moments, you're not just exercising, you're coming back to life. Your body has been speaking to you all your life. It speaks in rhythm, in your heartbeat, your breath, your footsteps, and sometimes in the small, quiet whispers we try so hard to ignore, that tingling in your feet, that gentle buzzing that comes and goes, that strange, hollow feeling when you can't quite sense the floor beneath you. It's not random, it's not weakness, it's not punishment, it's your body's language, and for many years maybe you just didn't understand what it was trying to say. See, the body never shouts at first. It begins softly, with whispers. It says, something's off, please notice me. But we live in a world that tells us to push through, to toughen up, to ignore the signs. We call it just age. We shrug, we keep going, until one day the whispers grow louder. The legs weaken, the steps falter, the numbness spreads, and we realize we've gone too long without listening. But here's the miracle. It's never too late to listen again. Because the body, unlike the world, never stops believing in you. Even when you forget it, it remembers you. It waits quietly, patiently, for your attention. That's what these exercises are really about. They're not chores. They're not physical therapy routines. They are small acts of remembering. Each gentle lift, each breath, each stretch. They're moments of reconnection. Moments where you tell your body, I still care. I'm still here. Healing, you see, isn't about defeating time. It's about coming home to the body that's carried you through everything, the laughter, the heartbreak, the storms and stillness. This body, with its scars, its stiffness, its stories, has never abandoned you. And it doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for presence. I once had an 80-year-old patient named Eleanor. She told me, I used to dance, now I just watch others move. We began with the smallest stretches, nothing dramatic. And one morning she looked up at me, tears in her eyes, and said, for the first time in years, I can feel the music again. That's what healing feels like, not instant transformation, but quiet awakening. It's the body remembering the language of motion, the brain rediscovering the rhythm of trust. You don't have to do everything today. You just have to begin with 5 minutes, one breath, one whisper of effort, and soon the static fades, the silence turns to warmth, the ground beneath you feels real again. Dr. Hinohara once said, "The body heals not through force but through friendship." So tonight before you sleep, take a moment, place your hands on your legs, feel their quiet pulse, and whisper softly, "Thank you, I hear you," because that's where all healing begins. In gratitude, in attention, in the decision to come back to yourself. Your body has never stopped calling your name. It has never stopped waiting for you. And when you finally listen, truly listen, you'll realize the tingling, the numbness, the fatigue were never signs of weakness. They were signs of life, your body's way of reminding you that you are still connected, still capable, still here. And maybe that's the greatest healing of all.